today we round out the Amazon and the entire skill series for that matter with one of the most popular skills in Diablo 2 in the form of Lightning Fury, and its little brother Lightning Bolt. Two ranged lightning damage options that are exceptionally powerful for their specific uses, though Fury is sadly the only one that truly holds ground into the late game. So before we dive into the cluster that is Lightning Fury, let's get that little brother out of the way first, because it's actually quite a bit more interesting than most people give it credit for, since it is the only damage conversion skill of the entire spear and javelin tree, and one of the few auto-hit skills. Now, as far as how it works, it's a bit more mixed and has a nice use as a tool against particularly hard to hit foes while you're still progressing through the game, though you will need to keep some mana potions on you to really get the full value out of it, since it converts your physical javelin into lightning damage, but also sadly loses some modifiers along the way, such as non-lightning damage, leech, prevent monster heal, and chance to cast on attack, so it is strictly for dealing with those tougher enemies. It is important to also note that, like many damage conversion skills, the +% damage effect for lightning damage on stuff like Rainbow Facets does not, I repeat, it does not apply to the converted javelin damage. The skill damage itself is actually modified by this. So I usually use it with a primary focus on just the delivery method for the lightning, and use it on early replenishing javelins. Now, you would think Lightning Fury works the same way, but you'd only be partially right. Like Lightning Bolt, your attack rating does not matter with it, but unlike Lightning Bolt, enemies can actually block the main Fury Bolt, so you'll sometimes notice it not tagging certain enemies. That's not a bug. It's just that they can sometimes block. Usually enemies have fairly low percent, but it's there. On the plus side though, blocking does not stop piercing, so you still get to take full advantage of that. But that brings us to what makes Lightning Fury so special, and that is the impact effect it has on every target it collides with, as well as when it expires, whether blocked or not. And that is unleashing a volley of lightning bolts towards any nearby enemies, with the number value you see being the maximum number of bolts it can launch, but it will limit itself to 1 per target. And as you might remember from the Pierce skill video, it does not matter if the enemy blocks, just that the attack passes the hit check to allow the Pierce effect to take place. So with auto hit on the skill, every enemy passed through will get zapped and cause tons of bolts to launch out. Now, you might also notice sometimes that enemies at the fringe die to invisible bolts. This is actually an odd quirk with the javelin expiring, but it does still launch them, you just don't get to see them. So, provided you can pack up a large number of enemies together, such as in cows or other target-dense areas, you will get up to 5 times the number of enemies worth of bolts launching across the entire flight, each for the listed damage, resulting in massive piercing waves of destruction, which, as of Resurrected, is generally unrivaled, barring some certain immunities. And you'd think with the best crowd control skill, as well as the best single target skill in the game, the Amazon would be the queen of battle, but she does have her weaknesses, and that's why we have build videos returning to explain them in better detail. So be sure to subscribe if you want to see more of those, as well as other guides, and keep gaming, have fun, and peace out. This has been Alzorath.